Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary, and today we're doing our weekly check-in. I have so much to update you guys on. So first, let me give you just a little bit of a kind of a life update. So I did a lot of deep thinking yesterday and this week, and I've decided to put the bookstore on hold and just to focus all my attention on making the real physical bookstore in Scotland a possibility and make it happen. So I took down the online bookstore, but you'll still get our bibliotherapy videos every Sunday, and I'm still going to be the Literary Apothecary, and I'll still love you all to the moon and back. So that's my life update. It's a very exciting news. I'm excited, I'm scared, but most of all, I'm excited about it. I can't wait to make this journey happen. You guys heard me talk about Scotland so much. We're finally going to make it happen. We're going to figure out how to make it happen, and it's so exciting. So next up, I have book mail to share with you guys and a mini book haul, and we all love book mail and book hauls, so let's just get right to it. So from Kristen at Red Wine, she was so gracious enough to send me the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and I can't wait to read this. I know a lot of people really liked this book. A lot of people didn't like it, but one of my besties, Jessie at the Bookish Mom, loves everything by N.K. Jemisin, so I can't wait to read this book. I think I'm going to be reading this sometime this summer, maybe June or July-ish, so I can't wait for this. Next up is the last book in the book mail from my boyfriend Howard. He bought me a whole bunch of books off of my wish list, and the last book was just delivered this week, and that is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Powell Prado, and that cover is just gorgeous. I love those colors on that cover. It is amazing. I love it so much, and yeah, Crown of Feathers. Thank you, Howard. I love you, Howie. You know it. So then the last 3 books I have to share with you guys is a mini book haul. I traded in a whole bunch of books at the used bookstore, and I got a couple books out of that deal, and then I donated the rest to Goodwill so people can enjoy books that aren't being enjoyed currently. So first up is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith, and this is a classic and a bibliotherapy book. I forget what the is for, but more to come on this when I read it. I'll have a bibliotherapy video on this. I can't wait to read this. I've heard such amazing things about it. I can't wait. Next up is Rules of Civility by Moore Tolles, and this is the author of A Gentleman in Moscow, which you know I absolutely loved that book. It was one of my favorite books I read last year, and I can't wait to read another book by him. This was his first book, actually. He wrote this before A Gentleman in Moscow, but I can't wait to read more by him. And last but not least is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell, and this book I've heard such good things about. This book. I've heard it's transformative, it's reflective, it's deep, it's emotional, it's, you know, a lot of trigger warnings, but I can't wait to get into this. This book was hyped up, I think, last year a lot on BookTube, and I can't wait to finally catch up to that hype. Now, on to books that I have finished. This week, I finally finished The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. You all know I've been reading this for like almost the entire month of March. It is one of those very slow books you got to take a little bit at a time and reflect on and just appreciate the poetry of the prose. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this book so much. 5 stars I gave it. I want to reread it already. It's a book I can see myself rereading many times and getting something different out of each time, and I'll have a review coming on this next week, so stay tuned for that. I've also finished, what else did I finish? I finished A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. I listened to the audiobook of that because I was reading it last year and I just couldn't get through the slog of James Joyce, so I found the audiobook and I finished that this past week. I think I gave it like 2.5 out of 3 stars. It was a typical James Joyce book, a lot of sludge, a lot of unsure what's going on, and so yeah, I finished that. And I DNF'd the ARC beta read that I was doing for a friend on Discord. And we've talked a lot about my issues with the book. The characters, I couldn't connect with any of them. And the ones that I was interested in kind of, lost their interest for me as I kept reading. So I DNF'd it probably about halfway through, which is actually farther than the author thought I got. So that's, I guess, a good thing. Those are the books that I've read. On to the books that I'm currently reading. So when I DNF'd Anthem for the Passing Bells, I started Wildcat by J.P. Harker, and this is an ebook that I started. The author had reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review it on my channel. So many of my friends on the shelf published in. I'll put that Discord link down below. Read it back in, I think, February, and they absolutely loved it. I've heard nothing but great things about this book. So I started that last night. I'm only in a couple pages in, but so far I'm liking it. And I can't wait to read more and let JP know just how great his book is. So Wildcat by J.P. Harker just started. I'm also still making my way through Senlin the Sins by Josiah Bancroft. I'm really enjoying this. As you remember, I started this as my birthday read for Alan at Library of Alexandria's birthday, and it's so good. I'm really enjoying this. And as we've discussed on Alan's Discord, which I'll also link below, this needs to be put into a movie. This is so cinematic. The writing is already there for you to have that movie happen, and someone needs to make this into a movie because I love it so much, and it would make such a great movie. And then the last book that I'm currently reading is Still Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And I've just gotten to the chapter titled The Grand Inquisitor, and it's a really long chapter. And now I see why there was so much to say in the live shows about this chapter particularly. So I'm still making my way through this, still plugging my way, still enjoying it as much as you can enjoy Russian literature. But yeah, Brothers Karamazov still going strong in this. The last two books I have to discuss are books that I'm going to be reading next. So once I finish Senlin Ascends, I think I'm going to jump back into An Ember in the Ashes by Sahaba Tir. And this book, as you might remember, I started back in, I think, February, and then I had to put it on hold because I wasn't getting into it because of a book I had read right before that. So now I think I'm going to be ready to jump back into this. I'll probably actually start straight from the beginning and remind myself what I had read before. But I can't wait to get back into this because so many of my friends love this whole series. And I follow the author on Instagram, and she seems like such a nice person, and I can't wait to get back into An Ember in the Ashes after I finish Senlin Ascends. And then after I finish, at the start of April, so that is Thursday, on April 1st, I'm going to be starting a buddy read with Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative and her Discord on The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. You've heard me talk about this book before. You've heard me talk about that beautiful cover. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to read this. Like I said, this is going to be a buddy read with Leslie and all of her gang at her Discord. I'll put that link down below also. This was a lovely gift from one of my besties, Katrina. I'll link her bookstagram below. Go follow everyone. They're amazing. I can't wait to read this. And let me just one last time, maybe not last time, but for now, one last time, share this amazing flap. I'm not doing anything with this book. It's got the perfect flap. So I can't wait to start this Mask of Mirrors. So that's my check-in, my weekly check-in for now. That's what I've been reading, what I'm going to be reading, my book hauls. As always, Discord information and my Patreon information will be in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have you read any of these books I've talked about today? Let me know what you thought in the comments. What are you going to be reading this week? What are you looking forward to reading in April? I love you all to the moon and back.